about Chad, and he says there is only one requirement to be a Christian, and that is the belief that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, that he died as payment for our sins, and that he rose again on the third day, end quote. And then I brought up the point, I mean, doesn't that remove the necessity of people to be good to get in heaven? And I asked people who, does that mean that people who have murdered and killed in cold blood can believe in those things? Does that mean they'll go to heaven too? And the only reply I got from him was yes. And since that, I've just lost the idea of the respect of the argument of good or evil that the theists try to say, that you don't know what is objectively good or objectively evil. I don't see the reasoning behind that.
Okay, I don't even agree with him that you have to have this these thoughts for God to reach you. I think he'll reach everyone. I can't cite the verses right now. I'd have to look them up. But they're there, which proclaim everyone will get it. It would be unfair otherwise. But as for your saying, even people who killed in cold blood can receive this. Well, they killed in cold blood for a reason.
What if that reason was for their own pure, hedonistic, narcissistic, like
they were molded that way? But we get molded that way.
So it's God's fault.
So you're suggesting that's a good thing, is
it? You said that, Royer, that the bad things we do are done for a reason.
Well, more specifically, they're done because of a reason, is what I mean to say. When I say it's done for a reason, I mean they did it because of, I don't know, whatever happened in their life. But, yeah, whatever would have happened in their life would have manufactured them that way to do things. I mean, you were a moment ago saying, what if they did it just for their own coldness, narcissism and such? They would have those personalities for a reason. Or I'll stress, because of.
Because of what?
Because of certain ways they've been. People who go into rape or molest children have probably been molested themselves.
Can you give an example of a situation where that would be completely fine and reasonable, apparently? Can you give an example?
I just did. Let's say those children...
why it's reasonable or innocent or fine to do that.
Because they were programmed to be that way. They would have probably sustained abuse otherwise in their life. I mean, obviously we have to tackle them.
So
but I would suggest...
How would that stand in court, though? I'm programmed that way, therefore it's completely fine.
It would stand in court. I mean, obviously our judicial system doesn't do this. It would stand in court because it would be, okay, you did this because of that. How can we program you to be otherwise?
Yeah, but...
I think the issue here is you can't compare moral questions to legal questions because it's like apples and oranges.
Yeah. How is killing or raping a person fine if you're programmed to do it?
It's rotten. It feels rotten, but you can't fault them for doing it so much because they're doing it for a reason. They're damaged in some way.
Yeah, but anyone can give that excuse. So it's not necessarily a good reason to do it, is it? Because in the end, how can you determine if that's all they were put on the planet to do is just to kill or rape?
I'm sure much more transpired because of their actions than just them killing and raping.
So what Adolf Hitler did to the Nazis is completely fine because he was apparently programmed to do that.
That's certainly doesn't feel that way, but yeah, obviously he didn't just decide out of nothing to go and murder people. He had a hatred for the Jews because he came back from World War I, and he felt that he'd done all the work and the Jews had sort of just reaped the benefits and gotten the money.
So it's
and he was also beaten mercilessly as a child, and sadly he got in a position of power where he could then vent.
Yeah, other people have been beaten mercilessly and everything, but they haven't killed shitloads of people, have they? 6 million Jews. They haven't
Okay,
done
they
everything
didn't.
that he has.
They didn't get a chance to, and they might have also had some empathy along the way to pull them back into being good people.
Yeah, exactly. So why isn't Adolf Hitler feeling empathy? Why is he the only one that's able to do this? Why is it reasonable for him to do it, whereas everyone else has recovered from it? Why is it fine for him?
I didn't quite catch you. You asked, why is it reasonable for him to do it, and
why is
something
it
else
reasonable or fine for Adolf Hitler to kill and rape or do whatever, do what he did? Why is it reasonable if he was programmed to do all that when other people have recovered from it?
Because other people have recovered up from it for reasons. There would have been reasons along the way that helped you recover from it.
Yeah, but Adolf Hitler is not the only one who's gone through shit in life, mate. He may have experienced... Yeah. Other people have gone through shit in their life. He's not the only one, is he? So you can't just grant him the excuse to say, oh, I've gone through shit in my life. I've killed 6 million Jews. Don't worry about it. It's nothing. It's fine. You can't just say that.
I'm not saying it's nothing and it's fine. It's obviously horrific. Yeah. But what is the point in the whole...
But you're suggesting it's fine if he's programmed. And you're suggesting if he's programmed to do it, then it's completely fine. When I think it's a bit stupid to think that.
I've got another approach to go with this, is that if there is no distinction between good or evil and everything is, as you're saying, fine, then what is the requirement for the Bible at all? To say this is an example of good, like this book is true, everything's good in here. And what is the requirement of the Bible at all, other than just, well, even in a loose sense, a history book? There is no requirement for it.
It's the good news. It lets you know that everything will be fine in the end, and that there will be a second coming, and there'll be either there's an unconditional heaven or there is a resurrection of the world. Obviously, I mean, morality isn't really done by the Bible. Morality is going to be much more complicated than just reading a book. Morality is going to be made from your genetics a little bit, but mostly your experiences in life.
Yeah.
But that's actually the reason that religion, in my opinion, that religion has come about in the first place. It is there, I mean, not just in the Christian religion, but just religion in general. It is there to say that is right, that is wrong, this is good, this is bad, you have to do this, you're not allowed to do that. Those things are what makes a religion a religion. And if you distort the distinction between what is good and bad, what is right and wrong, if you distort that, then it makes the necessity of religion redundant, in my opinion.
That's a common opinion of what religion is supposed to be. I don't think it is.
I don't think it's just common opinion of what religion is. I really do think that is what religion is. If you can give me another definition of what religion is, then I will be more than willing to hear that.
Well, a religion is a belief in something that isn't fully tangible. I don't know, there's many definitions probably.
No. I think what you just started describing was faith, but there's a difference between faith and religion, because religion is a doctrine, which is what the good, wrong, the right, wrong, good, bad, which also incorporates faith. But I'm just talking about the actual religious part, not what not what the beliefs are, but what religion is, what it says, what the doctrines are.
Okay. I feel a bit out of my depth.
I'm sorry, but when you have a conversation about this, you need to...
I just looked up definition of religion, and it says here, 1A, belief in and reverence for a supernatural power or powers regarded as creator and governor of the universe. B, a personal or institutionalized system grounded in such belief and worship. 2, the life or condition of a person in a religious order. 3, a set of beliefs, values, and practices based on the teachings of a spiritual leader. for a cause, principle, or activity pursued with zeal or conscientious devotion. So it doesn't actually say something about it just being a set of moral, do this, don't do that.
I do actually think it's number 3. Where can you just post that again? It is definitely number 3 that I'm referring to. Can you send the link so I can go on that so I can read it quote for quote?
Hold on.
I definitely, from what you just said, I know for a fact that what I'm trying to describe is the third definition on there. The first one that you gave, I think, is more applied to faith, which is what I've already explained. It's slightly different to religion, in my opinion, because with religion, you can have a religion without faith, which is where you get cults, and that is a difference, in my opinion. So, I believe in reference to.
I posted the link in the chat.
Yeah. And there it goes. Number 3 on here: set of beliefs or values and practices, which is where I'm saying what is right, wrong, what you have to do, the specific things of a spiritual leader. It doesn't mean what you believe without evidence or whatever that, which is what faith is. A religion is where you're told you have to do this. You see, that is what I'm trying to get across.
Yeah, but then that's only one of the definitions. So it's not necessarily the case.
I know what you mean, but I'm just saying that that is what I perceive religion to be. That it is a set of morals and doctrines that say what is right and wrong, and what you have to do and what you can't do. Apparently, we've got 2 callers waiting to get in. Warrior Christian, do you have anything to say or add or out?
All I can really offer is that I guess I wouldn't claim to be religious.